Hello, how are we all? I know I have had a little bit of time off because things have been a little bit difficult. I just took a little bit of time back to myself. Bear with me 2 seconds. I thought I found a puddy cat. He keeps hiding under here. So yeah, just wanted to make sure he was alive. Things have been a little bit difficult. I requested that to B&Q that I could go back on part-time hours because I just wanted to make sure I had some money coming in for things that we wanted to do next year and all of this. And first of all, my manager was like, yeah, shouldn't be a problem, it would be a great idea because we could just have you where we needed you. Then I spoke to her this week and basically her manager said it's not appropriate. My priorities weren't in the right place. So I took a little bit of a meh few days, I think, really, is the only way I can describe it. Because I'm so frustrated in that I seem to get so far and then I just get knocked straight back. Which isn't helpful. Like, I do want to start planning my future, but I don't want to quite give up yet because next year, like, all of these plans could come together and I could be doing something amazing. But at the same time, I still need to earn a living to be able to go and do the things I want, like on holiday and just this and live, really. So I was really frustrated by them, and to be honest, the answer was, well, if you'd have come back after maternity leave and asked for it, then we'd probably accept it, but you haven't, so we're not gonna. And quite frankly, I don't find that acceptable. I'm pretty sure it's illegal, but hey, I'm not even sure I'm fussed about that anymore because that in itself shows to me that they're not exactly somewhere I want to be. So I took a little bit of time off, did a little bit of independent research for a friend of mine, which I love doing. It was World War II, so it's a little bit different. Basically, her grandfather was a Japanese prisoner of war, and she had some records. I don't know if you'll be able to see them properly. They look like this. So they're just like Japanese symbols, and for ages they've been trying to figure out what they are, what they say, and it basically tells you his journey through, like, he was captured in Singapore, sent to Thailand, and then transferred on to Thailand prison of war camp number 2, and then worked with one of the Australian army lieutenants, and was probably, like, I'm 99.9% sure he was one of the ones responsible for the Hellfire. Is that the right thing? Hellfire Pass, which anybody who knows the World War II story in Japan, it's quite an impressive feat that they managed to achieve. So that was really cool to figure that out and give that back to them. I did that, and then I've done some more of John's research, which is good, but I'm a little bit frustrated on as well. And then today I had a meeting for the Remembrance Parade here in Romsey, because the person that looks after it normally is my cousin. He's actually moving to Scotland. So it was kind of like all of us coming together, discussing what went well, what works, and like the next step forward. And we all agreed that there are just a few little tweaks that we want to do, and take on board the other projects that are happening next year. I'm excited by that, but I'm not taking the whole project on. I'm going to do it in conjunction with the town hall, because I'm giving up so much of my time voluntarily. I'm getting very little back, and that's it's not a good way for me to be working, because whilst it's getting my name out there, I'm not getting anything from it. So from there I went up to where my mum works and investigated a little job that's up there. Now there's a company up there which it started as a crowdfunded company for skateboards, and they're just after a part-time person to go in and do some social media stuff, some sales stuff, some odd bits like that, and it sounds really interesting and the guys are lovely. So I think I might just apply for that one, which brings me a little bit of money, and it's not huge amounts. But you know what? It's better than nothing, and it stops me eating into my savings quite so much. and it will be quickly turning around to a bit more money. So we're going to go for that one and see what happens. I think B&Q have, the time's just run out. You know, they gave me a really great opportunity and I met some amazing people who I will hopefully stay in touch with, but you know, everything comes to an end at some point. And I just think this one might have done that course. So yeah, and then I'm waiting for 2 o'clock today. I'm going to double check that though, because I always say 2 o'clock and then it turns out not to be. I'm having a meeting with Dr. Sam to discuss the Wednesday Trench application. Just so that I can do some quick amendments and then submit it and hopefully have that sorted, which is all exciting. Lots of exciting things, but a lot of it just depends on like grants coming through, and that's what's frustrating, because you feel like you put an awful lot of time and effort into stuff and there's no guarantee of a reward. You know, I love working with Sue and Wenches and Trenches, but you know what, my ideas that I'm giving her, then she's going off and actually and doing them and getting the reward back for them, and you know, it starts to get to the point where, okay, my ideas are good enough for you to use yourself and gain money from, but for me to be given anything back, it's not enough. And I wrote a piece yesterday and it was just pure frustration of, you know what, how about we forget about the letters after my name and that I haven't been paid work, I'm doing volunteer work. How about we forget all of that and just look at the merit and look at my work and take it at its own merit, because quite frankly, there's some of the work that is coming out of some of the graduates is no better and in some cases worse than mine. So give me an opportunity to prove to everyone that, you know, I can do this, because at the minute it's so disheartening and everyone's saying, oh, go find something that makes you happy, and my history makes me happy. What makes me sad is that it's just full of these people that are quite snobbish, and I'm not the right person, I'm not the right type, I'm not the right fit, and I don't find that acceptable, because who is the right person, who is the right fit, to be able to tell these stories, you know. So it's frustration. I say it's Wednesday, it's midweek, I've had about a week and a half off doing this kind of stuff. Tomorrow there probably won't be anything because I'm going up to London to Harry Potter exhibition at the British Library with Vix, which I'm really looking forward to, just a little bit of chill out time. You know, Christmas was meant to be a little chill down time, not doing so much, and yet I seem to be doing just as much. Next week, of course, I am at Ledger for their interview, and quite frankly I don't know what I'm going to talk about there, but you know, it's only 5 minutes, so I figure I have enough of a back catalogue of Romsey stories to share with them. And in fact, I could just share Romsey's story within 5 minutes. It's a nice little story to tell. And, you know, we can't take anything prepared like a slideshow or photographs or anything like that, because we wouldn't have them on the battlefield. So I think it's quite a nice one to share with them, an interesting one, because not a lot of people take a subject like Romsey in a sense that we do. So lots happening. I'm trying to keep positive. I had a down day yesterday, and you know, it doesn't get you anywhere. You know, I don't feel better for it. I feel a lot worse for it. But you know, sometimes you just have to take that step back and go, what the hell is going on, and then move on. And that's what I'm trying to hone in and do, rather than spend a week on life is crap. Life is just rubbish. So that's where we're at. That's why I haven't put anything up for a while. I apologise. Not that you've missed an awful lot, to be completely honest. It's been quiet. Yeah, I guess I ought to do a little bit of work. It's 1 o'clock now, so I've got an hour before my phone call. I need to do 2 emails. Well, I need an email and my CV. And that's really it for this week. So I'm going to leave this here. Almost at 10 minutes, which is my maximum on these little daily updates. So I hope you're all well, and I may see you tomorrow morning. If not, I will see you on Friday. Bye!